G'day everybody, my name is Lowell and welcome to the channel. Now, somebody sent me this link and normally I shy away from anything that's political or controversial. I'm just here to react mainly to music, a bit of comedy stuff. But this one came across the channel here. And as a movie fan, I gotta admit that I've spent many years watching Hollywood films. And this came across and I thought, okay, let's have a look at this. So obviously the buzz at the moment is a movie which is out at the moment, The Sound of Freedom, which apparently it seems that certain people want to close it down. I'm not saying why, they're not saying why. Nobody's saying why, but everybody knows why. So, but let's have a look at this one. This one is Mel Gibson exposes Oprah's questionable action for Hollywood elite. Now, that is a mouthful. What does that actually mean? So, we're going to jump in. We're going to have a look at this. Mel Gibson, obviously recognized as an Australian actor. So I'm all up for this. So let's jump in and let's have a look at this one. So this is going to be interesting. We're obviously going to stop and start if we come across something that we need to discuss. So bear with me, come along for the ride, and we'll see what this is all about. So let's jump in. Let's go.
First time I really came over here, I had a whole bunch of weird paranoid suspicions about what the hell was going on because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't understand.
You're 7 years old and someone is stroking you. It feels good.
Our future.
Whoa. Wait, did she just say 7? Isn't Oprah a survivor of childhood sexual abuse? What is she talking about?
No, because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't
So what's the beep word? I'm assuming it's
understand.
You're 7 years old and someone is stroking you. It feels good.
Our future is our children. Now, the first step in eradicating this crime is awareness.
The latest buzz in Tinseltown is all about Mel
That's
Gibson's
weird.
explosive revelations in the film Sound of Freedom. Brace yourselves as Mel pulls back the curtain on the dark underbelly of Hollywood's elite, exposing their alleged involvement in the scandalous world of illicit human trade. And guess who's caught right in the middle of it? None other than the iconic Oprah Winfrey herself. So what exactly did Mel say?
Our future is our children. Now, the first step in eradicating this crime is awareness.
In the glitz
See, I think the thing is, what he's saying there about, awareness, people are aware, obviously there's things with Epstein Island and all that kind of stuff, it's made people aware of it. It kind of just seems to it comes in surges, 5 years ago, it was a big thing and then it goes away. But I think this movie has kind of highlighted it for more and more people. You've seen stories of people that have went and try and watch this movie in cinemas where the AC is broken and the water's not working, so the bathroom's not working, so you can't have people in the cinema. Is it coincidence? Who knows? So, interesting. I mean, for many years when I was young, Oprah was a guiding light on TV. I always remember, you get a car, you get a car. She could never do wrong. This is very surprising. I mean, we've only seen one clip. We don't know too much. Let's continue. And
see world
let's
of
see.
Hollywood, where controversies and scandals are the talk of the town, it's surprising how one particular movie has managed to fly under the radar. Sound of Freedom, directed by Alejandro Gomez Monteverde, delves deep into the dark underbelly of illegal human trade, revealing the shocking methods employed by the elite to lure innocent victims into their sinister rings. But what's even more intriguing is the lack of buzz, press coverage, and endorsements surrounding this important film.
Why is a film starring a big actor, an established director, and being promoted by Mel Gibson is not being shown in cinemas?
It seems the message of the movie has ruffled some powerful feathers. Why, you ask? Well, in the movie, former action star Mel Gibson takes the lead role in Sound of Freedom, portraying the true story of...
No, Jim does, not Mel. Mel was not even in the movie, as far as I know. I know he's promoting it, but it's Jim. Well, clearly, you can see Jim on the screen. Obviously, that's a little oversight in the storytelling here, but it's definitely Jim in the movie.
Ex-government agent Tim Ballard, who leaves the government to establish Operation Underground Railroad, dedicated to rescuing children from the clutches of illegal human trade rings. The film sheds light on the horrors of this abhorrent industry, aiming to raise awareness and mobilize action against it. However, despite the urgency of the topic, major streaming platforms like Amazon, Netflix, and Hulu shockingly rejected the movie, refusing to give it a platform for worldwide exposure.
Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting where they will show numerous movies which are questionable at the best of times, yet they don't want to show this one, which obviously highlights a need for it in the world. You know, I mean, if you're battering around terms like Underground Railway, we all know where that originated from. Isn't that sad that we still need facilities like that in this day and age, 2023, where we still have to sneak vulnerable people out of situations? That is just crazy. That is just crazy.
It's a puzzling move, considering these platforms are often at the forefront of promoting socially conscious content. Could it be that the film's explosive revelations hit a little too close to home for some? Adding fuel to the fire, celebrity voices that are typically quick to endorse woke causes have remained eerily silent about Sound of Freedom. It's as if the Hollywood elite have collectively turned a blind eye to a film that exposes their own industry's dirty secrets. The lack of support from these influential figures raises questions about their true commitment to social justice and human rights.
I mean, a couple of years ago, as I was saying, you know, with Epstein and the other producer, I cannot remember his name right off the top of my head, but you know, all these casting couch scenarios that, you know, where people were crying wolf over, you know, a couple of years ago, and then all of a sudden it's like it's echoes and crickets. It's like, well, where are you now? I think the silence around this movie speaks volumes. Very interesting. We still haven't touched on Oprah's involvement in this, but I like how they use the word elite, which could be anybody from any walk of life. Okay.
But the intrigue doesn't end there. Sound of Freedom was initially in the hands of Disney, which acquired the rights after its merger with 21st Century Fox in 2019. However, the House of Mouse mysteriously shelved the project, leaving many to wonder why. Whispers in the industry suggest a more sinister motive behind the rejection and lack of promotion for Sound of Freedom. Accusations circulate that the likes of Disney, Netflix, and Amazon Prime deliberately avoided obtaining the rights to the film to allegedly prevent the truth about child AB and the illegal trade from reaching global viewers. Could it be an attempt to cover a specific group of industry elites? You see, these so-called industry big shots who wield immense power behind the scenes of Hollywood have always presented themselves as philanthropists with hearts of gold. But what...
They always say, you know, the devil is the one that is in plain sight, you know, and all these elites, as they keep saying in this clip, is, you know, all these ones crying about social justice and, you know, we're out for social justice and we're going to do this and we're going to do that and we're going to clear out all these situations where people are not treated the same, and yet when it's really needed and it's a real movie about this situation, about this subject, again, crickets. This is going to be very interesting about, you know, how this is going to develop and, you know, what happens then if names start getting leaked and talked about and, as they say, whispers. I love how they say whispers. It's like, just, you know, Whispers always have a grain of truth. That is for sure.
What if their true intentions were far more sinister than we could have ever imagined?
Imagine that stuff. That couldn't be the reason for why so-and-so was acting like, could it? And then you find out later on the track that you were exactly on track.
One such group of elites is the Good Club. This is the creme de la creme of global elites.
What the hell is the Good Club? I've never heard of the Good Club. Billionaire. Okay. The planet's problem.
According to The Guardian, this exclusive group of billionaire philanthropists holds top secret meetings right in the heart of New York City. Names like Bill Gates, George Soros, Warren Buffett, Oprah Winfrey, David Rockefeller, and Ted Turner often grace the guest list. But also, lesser known but equally wealthy figures like Eli and Edith Broad also make appearances, making us wonder what really goes on behind closed doors. Now, one name that sticks out is Oprah Winfrey. We all know her as the billionaire show host and philanthropist with a name larger than life, right? Wrong. Buckle up, because there's a side of Oprah that she'd rather keep hidden, and it's far from admirable. Is it possible that the Queen of Talk has a darker side that she doesn't want us to see? Well, the highly anticipated film Sound of Freedom is set to expose the shocking methods used by the Hollywood elites to trap innocent victims. While the movie doesn't explicitly name Oprah, her alleged connections to notorious figures like Harvey Weinstein,
That's who it was. I couldn't remember his name. Yes.
cannot be ignored. You see, despite Weinstein's long-standing reputation as a predator, Oprah maintained a close relationship with him. Speculation arose that she may have even encouraged actresses to work with him, leading to accusations of her complicity in the alleged misconduct. These allegations conflicted with Oprah's public persona as a champion of women's empowerment and a supporter of the hashtag #MeToo movement. Some argued that her association with Weinstein demonstrated a double standard in her treatment of accused individuals. And this is not the worst of it all. One of Oprah's most notorious moves was her decision to feature the self-proclaimed healer and criminal extraordinaire, John of God, on her show. Picture this, a Brazilian healer who claims to possess spiritual powers and uses them to purportedly heal people. Sounds like something out of a Hollywood movie, right? Well, in this case, reality turned out to be even stranger than fiction. John of God, as he came to be known, managed a healing facility in Brazil where vulnerable individuals sought solace and spiritual guidance. Little did they know that the man they were entrusting their well-being to had a dark and sinister side. It wasn't long before the truth about John of God's criminal activities came to light. Reports of SA and AB began to emerge, painting...
I mean, obviously that's been documented, but because you're associated with somebody doesn't mean you know. But, you know, just to play devil's advocate here as well, I hope they've got more connection evidence instead of just, oh yeah, he was once on the TV show, or, you know, they once had dinner or whatever else. So if you're going to try to expose somebody like that, you really need that evidence. So let's continue and let's see what other evidence they've got for this Oprah's questionable action. So
a chilling portrait of a man who shamelessly took advantage of those who sought his help. But what's truly mind-boggling is the role that Oprah played in catapulting John of God into the limelight. By featuring him on her show, she bestowed upon him a stamp of legitimacy, giving him access to a wider audience and inadvertently endorsing his criminal behavior. This eyebrow-raising incident took place back in 2010 during one of Oprah's attention-grabbing segments titled, "Do You Believe in Miracles?" Little did her audience know that the miracle they were about to witness was the rise of a criminal under the guise of a spiritual healer. Anyway, while Oprah did it...
I mean, to be honest, how many spiritual leaders over time have been questionable? What, 85%? As high as that, maybe? I mean, you take whatever they say with a grain of salt, surely. Again, to play devil's advocate here, there's questionable connection with that. Just because you promote somebody in your show doesn't mean you know what's going on behind the scenes, but let's see if they've got any more information on that.
Attempt to salvage her reputation by expressing empathy towards the brave women who came forward with allegations against John of God, it's clear that her involvement had already left an indelible mark. The damage had been done, and the sinister connection between Oprah and this criminal healer would forever be etched in the annals of scandalous history. And as if this is not bad enough already, Oprah Winfrey's Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa has always been a hotbed of controversy. In 2007, Oprah opened the Leadership Academy for Girls, inspired by Nelson Mandela and her promise to him. Little did anyone know that this venture would become a hotbed of controversy, stirring up whispers and skepticism from day one. As soon as news broke about Oprah's ambitious project, the South African government wasted no time in expressing their disdain. They criticized the exorbitant cost of the school and questioned its relevance in a country plagued by poverty. But did Oprah let that deter her? Not a chance. With an air of grandiosity and a touch of arrogance, she forged ahead, creating a glitzy institution that boasted luxurious salons and extravagant gyms. And that's when the conspiracy theories began to take flight. Whispers spread like wildfire, with many suggesting that the lavish school served as a front for something much darker: illegal human trade. The opulence and extravagance raised eyebrows and fueled suspicions that innocent young girls were being groomed for a life of exploitation. While no concrete evidence ever surfaced to support these scandalous claims, it's impossible to deny that the whispers added a layer of intrigue and suspicion to the already controversial academy.
Yeah, that's the thing, they keep saying, whispers and this could have happened. And that, I mean, I think we need concrete, at least something, but there is a lot, as I said, whispers always have a grain of truth. If you get whispers, one or two whispers, easily dismissed, but if you have them over however many years and they keep coming back, what is that grain of truth? There must be something in it.
But it didn't stop there. Scandals and controversies soon plagued the institution, exposing a dark and seedy underbelly that Oprah had fought so hard to keep hidden. One shocking incident involved an employee named Virginia, whose role involved overseeing the dormitories. It was discovered that she had engaged in highly inappropriate conduct with not one, but multiple students between the ages of 13 and 15. These vulnerable young girls, handpicked by Oprah herself, fell victim to the very person entrusted with their care. It was a stain on Oprah's reputation and a disturbing reflection of the Academy's inner workings. Desperate to salvage her image and protect the brand she had built, Oprah swooped in with a team of investigators to uncover the truth, but the darkness didn't dissipate with Virginia's scandal. Less than 2 years later, another controversy erupted within the walls of Oprah's Academy. Disturbing revelations emerged, shedding light on a culture of violence and intimidation among the students. It was revealed that a 15-year-old girl had been pressuring victims into silence, coercing them not to report the physical altercations to their parents or authorities. Shockingly, 7 students were suspended for their involvement in intimidating behavior and inappropriate acts. Despite Oprah's attempts to address these issues, it seemed that the problems were deeply ingrained within the Academy's very foundation. Meanwhile, fans have not been shy about expressing their disgust for the alleged actions of these Hollywood elites. One fan commented, "She's a handler, and I'm happy to see more people are becoming aware of the toxic person she truly is." Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.
Oh, okay. So again, a lot of accusations in that, a lot of kind of hearsay, whispers, rumors. However, as we've touched on, whispers and rumors most often than not have a grain of salt, a grain of truth in it, I beg your pardon. Whereas it seems to kind of follow her around. She is definitely an elite. She is a billionaire. She's supposedly part of the good club, which I've never heard of before, but I'm sure other people have over time. So it's interesting to see where this is going to go. Are they going to follow this up? Are they going to continue to, especially when this movie is still a hotbed of controversy, so shall we say? So it's interesting that what they touched on there with the promotion of this movie There's a big star in it. You know, it seems to get a lot of traction. Mel Gibson is promoting it. You know, it's got a fairly famous director, but yet nobody's promoting it. I've only ever heard of it through this controversy, you know, about this Hollywood trying to shut it down, Hollywood trying to not allow people to go and see this. And then you see all these, I mean, everything you see on social media, you got to take with a grain of salt, guaranteed, you know. But it is a lot, seems to be a lot of people saying that I went to the cinema and this happened, and they're saying that this is happening and we can't show this movie, and they leave the lights on and the sound is so low you can't hear it, and the air conditioning's not working. That is one or two you could understand. You know, it is in hundreds of cinemas, obviously, across America at the moment. It has taken, what, $85 million in a weekend, which is a huge amount of money in over 2 weeks. So it just seems very funny to me that this one movie is all of a sudden kind of cursed, shall we say, in the cinema, in the movie theater, where it just seems to come down to bad luck if you can get to watch it or not, because something may happen. So it's interesting. I haven't seen the movie. I don't even know if it's actually on in Australia at the moment. We're usually a bit behind in America with the movie. So be interesting to see when it does come to Australia, if we have the same issues here as well. So yes, I think this is something we will continue to have a look at. If something else happens and we get more information, I'll definitely do another video as well too. So let me know if you enjoyed this type of video too. As I said, this is the very first time I've ever touched on anything like this. It is interesting. As I said, you know, for a long time, Oprah has always been the darling of TV, you know, talk show host, you know, big projects, does a lot for communities, building schools. Obviously, the one in South Africa didn't go quite to plan. However, she's always been thought of as a positive influence. So maybe that's turning. Maybe people are actually opening their eyes to what's around them. Maybe people like Mel Gibson are out there promoting, you know, what is happening in Hollywood. The fact that he's still in Hollywood, I guess, you know, it's interesting. I guess it's a case of what else is he going to come up with. So yes, there was a little bit in that video. Wasn't quite as concrete maybe as we hope we'd maybe get information for. Maybe there's more videos out there. If you know of any more, let me know in the comment section. I'd love to have a look at them too. So it's interesting. As I said, I was a huge fan. I haven't been to the movies for a long time, since obviously COVID. I am obviously a massive movie fan. So, you know, we just enjoy the movie. What goes in the background, we're not privy to. However, it seems like maybe we should be. Maybe we should be privy to it, because something ain't right. Let's just say that. There is a lot of rumors. Rumors come with a grain of truth. And I think, especially when it partakes to children, I think you need to follow that through. And whatever it is, however ugly it is, we need to expose it, and it needs to be sorted and dealt with. So I think I read a quote there. I think it was actually from Jim, from, you know, the star of the movie was. I'm not putting that in his. I'll have to find that quote. It says, Epstein Island is not the only sex island out there. So, which is a scary, scary thought. So it is happening all the time. It is happening right now in the world. It is a scary, scary time that is still happening in 2023. So definitely something to expose. That is for sure. So, guys, that is going to be it for today. Thank you very much for joining me today. Some scary information out there. Some scary information. But if that is the truth, I'm glad that now it's getting some light of the day. And I think the more people know about them, the more people talking about, as long as it's the truth and it's not just rumors that we're starting and we're promoting rumors and whatever else, as long as it's the truth we're talking about, and especially when it comes to children, we need to protect them as much as we can. So, guys, thank you very much for joining me today. Make sure you stay safe wherever you are, and I will definitely see you in the next reaction video. Did you enjoy that video? Why not watch another one?